Thanks so much for joining me today. And if you're new, welcome to my channel, Plans in the Making. Last week I did quite a quick planner spread, quick being a relative term for me, but I more or less stuck to one sticker book and just layered boxes with decorative stickers to make a really cosy spread. This week, however, it's going to be a bit more of a production. I'm going to be bringing in things from all over the place and I've no idea how it's going to turn out. As this week we're moving into February, I want to transition into spreads with a more romantic Valentine sort of vibe. I'm going to be basing these pages around one of my favourite romantic films, The Cutting Edge. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. And I'm going to be using these stickers that came out at the end of last year from PlanItDarbi. I had a couple of ideas for this spread. I was thinking of using alphabet stickers and having the cutting edge in the middle and then the decoration around. But something I really wanted to do in this spread was to use some images from the film and include some of my favourite quotes. So that took me in a bit of a different direction. If you've not used photographs before in your planner, remember that's something you can do, either your own photographs or images online. There is always the question of copyright, and usually, for example, if I'm using Disney images, what I would tend to do is buy a book and use the images from that book so that I'm not actually copying the pictures. But in this case, I didn't particularly want to cut up the cover of my DVD, so I made a copy of it. It's only going in my planner for personal use, so hopefully that's okay. Originally, my plan was to have Kate on one side, Doug on the other side, to reflect the fact that they were polar opposites, opposites attract and all that. But then when I photocopied the picture, it actually struck me that I could cut round it to make it look like a heart because the image was in a sort of a heart shape. So I went in that direction instead. So here it is. And then I had the dilemma of where I was going to put it on the page because I still kind of wanted them to be apart. And the obvious place was to put it down the centre. The only issue with that is I didn't want to punch into their faces, so I've come up with a way around that. There's usually a way around everything in your planner if you think hard enough. So what I'm going to do is put washi down the centre and then cut the image and put half on each half. I'm going to use this zigzag washi tape because it's a little bit like a broken heart. I got it last year from this set called Deep Sea Whales. There is an unboxing video. If you want to check that out, I'll make sure to link it. I just need to check how far up the page I need to go. So about there. I can always cut off any extra. This is a really lovely set of washi. I've only used a few rolls from it. And there's not a lot on each roll, but it's going to make some lovely spreads. I'm not quite sure if this is going to work, but hopefully it will. As I say, I've had an idea about this spread, but I actually haven't got a visual idea of how it's going to look when it's finished. Sometimes I can see it in my head when I start, but in this case I can't. I just know which elements I want to include, but I'm really not sure what they're going to look like when I put them all together. So what I'm thinking of doing is something a little bit like that. So it still looks like a heart, but it's got something separating them. I'm hoping there's going to be enough room to write on Wednesday and Thursday. I think so. So let's get that stuck down. If you haven't seen the film, it's about Kate who needs an ice skating partner to win the Olympics because she's been through a whole string of partners, but she's very difficult to work with, very high maintenance, very rich, a little bit spoilt. And then we have Doug, who is an ice hockey player who unfortunately has had an injury, which means he can't play ice hockey anymore. So his last chance to have some success on the ice is to try figure skating, which is a bit of a steep learning curve for him. I really love ice skating. I watch Dancing on Ice every year. That's a British show where people who can't skate learn how to skate and compete. And obviously a big fan of Torvill and Dean, who were Olympic champions. Have I cut my page again? I don't believe it, I have. Right, we're going to have to see if we can do something about that. Just going to have to be a little bit more gentle, I think, when I'm cutting. I said at the beginning of the video there was always a way around everything, so we're going to see what I can come up with. Just trying to cut this to look a little bit more like a heart. I'm not quite sure what happened here. Okay, I will just have to see if I can fix it on the other side. I've shown this tip before, so I've just got some white washi and I'm going to stick over where I've cut it, and hopefully that will hold it. We'll have to see at the end of the video when I come to punch the holes if it actually works. So, off to a good start, sort of. The next thing I want to do is bring in some quotes from the film. The journaling sticker from Happy Planner has got some speech bubbles. I got the idea of using the speech bubbles from my Cozy Critters spread. I don't actually know yet which quotes I'm going to use, and they're probably not all going to be quotes necessarily from these characters, so I don't know whether I want to have them like this so that it looks a bit like a conversation. But I suppose if I don't use quotes from them, I could just put the name of the character who said them underneath. It looks a little bit bare at the bottom. I'm just thinking about maybe I should bring some washi in. I've got this film strip washi that I use in my scrapbooking when I go to the cinema to see a film. So that seems like a good choice maybe at the bottom. Maybe just all the way along the bottom. Let's try that. And let's add the speech bubbles. I'm probably just going to put them straight. I'm not very good at tilting stickers. I tend to regret it when I do. Although it's really funny because I think it was my January currently video where I tilted some stickers and then I was like, oh no, I can't have that. I really don't like it. The funny thing is when I come to edit my videos and I'm watching myself plan, I'm like, why did you take that sticker off? It looked perfectly fine. So maybe I should be a little bit more adventurous in my sticker placement. But it's too late now because I definitely wouldn't be able to cope with tilting them on this side and not tilting them on the other side. That would be too much. I'm not all that keen with this one being so low down, but I have a feeling that these are going to be tricky to peel off. I seem to be ripping my stickers lately when I pull them up from the page. Don't know why that is, but I really don't want that to happen. I'm just adding a sidebar sticker. I tend to have a sticker in the sidebar. So now comes the fun part. I get to decorate using Darbi stickers. If you don't know PlanItDarbi, she has a shop on Etsy. She does all the illustrations herself. I do try to support sticker shops where people actually do the drawings themselves, although I equally love Love Posh, Amber Plans a Day, and people who buy in stickers from other people. Not being able to draw myself gives me a great admiration for those who can. And as someone who makes cards to sell, I appreciate how much of oneself you put into your own creations. And you're really putting yourself out there. And if people don't buy your stickers, it's a little bit like rejection. So probably quite hard not to take personally. The planner sticker market does seem to be very saturated at the moment, so I think it must be quite hard to make a profit from it. I've talked about this before, how when you sometimes cut stickers in half, then you can have them peeping from the page It's just something a little bit different rather than just using them all whole. If I can get it on straight, I have one there and one up here. Just feel like I need one there. I don't think I mentioned, but I printed this out 4 to a page so that the images would be quite small. That's the other really good thing about buying printable stickers. Apart from the fact that you can use them and print them as many times as you like, you can resize them so that they can fit whichever planner spread you are doing. The downside, of course, is having to cut them out. Where do I want this one? There. As I have 2 figure skaters on the page, then I'm going to use one for one half and one for the other. That seems to make sense. I think I'm more or less sticking with different shades of blue for the boxes. So I've brought a different colour in here, one that matches more closely to the stickers. And let's add, where do I want it, up high or let's have her here. And then something like this, I think. Don't know whether I should bring in any more shades of blue or whether these are enough. So that side is more or less done. I need something down here. These leg stickers are a little bit weird. I don't know whether I could have them just coming out of a box, whether that's just going to look really strange. I was thinking about using the famous toe pick quote down the bottom here. As Mary Ellen from Planning with Bumble would say, if you know, you know. If you've seen the film, you know about that quote. I don't know, that looks really strange. I think I'll hold off on that one for a while and see what we're left with at the end. Let's put the toe pick down. The last time I went ice skating was on my 50th birthday. And I can skate, but just going round in circles. I don't even know how to stop, but I don't fall over, which is good. Maybe the hat might be a better bet. Just there. So let's move over to this side. I like to have a big box for the weekend to write down my filming schedule. So, but I still want to include this girl somewhere. And I need to think about where I'm going to bring in the other boxes. Thinking something like that, but I don't want her to go off the page, so somewhere maybe about here. Trying so hard to get it straight. I think that will do. And then I could have another box coming off here, maybe another box coming off there. I know that box covers Friday, Saturday and Sunday, but I usually start getting ready for videos on Friday, filming Saturday and Sunday. So I'm thinking of keeping it fairly similar to that side, using the same shapes, maybe something like that, and that, and then the girl, whether she's going to be there or coming down. That looks okay. For those of you who aren't sure how I use my planner, I tend to use it for to-dos, and then sometimes I record in events and things that have happened if there's space at the end of the week. So I normally like to make sure I've got a box on every day. and then I try to put in some checklists, but I don't necessarily worry about whether the thing to do is always on the right day, as long as it's somewhere in the week and then I know that it's got to be done and I can tick it off, hopefully. Not sure if I've done that right. Let's have a look. She could be standing on the box, or yeah, something like that. So really, even if I don't know what I'm going to be writing in my planner, as long as I've got boxes on each day and checklist space on some days, then I know that it's going to be functional as well as decorative. Oh, I'm just about getting her other skate on. Is there anywhere I could bring these funny legs in here? They still look like a box on legs. If I just had them on their own, don't know, just floating on their own, I'm not sure. Maybe just in a corner there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this sticker, whether it's going to get used. Let's see what else we've got. These ones. Although maybe these would look better hanging possibly from that box there. That's a possibility. And then we could have perhaps like something like that. Yeah, I like that. Put it on the top corner. I can't believe that January is nearly over. I hope you've had a productive month. For me, it's certainly been a lot better than 2022 started off. Although I've not done too well with my word of the year so far. Is it just there or just coming off there, I think? Which was change, if you haven't seen that video. I've just got these little gloves. Not sure what I could do with those. Maybe there. And I don't really want to use the Cold Never Bothered Me anyway. I'll save that for when I do a frozen spread. So apart from the few snowflakes I've got left, I would have used the entire sticker sheet. Oh, except for these legs. I really just don't think they're going to go anywhere. I'll have to have a look on Instagram and see what other people did with them. But I think I'll be leaving those out. It's been quite cold here in the UK, but we haven't had any more snow, at least. I think I'll use Darby's The Cutting Edge, which was the title of her sticker sheet, and put it down here, as that will inevitably be the title of this spread. And we just need to bring in a snowflake up here because we've got that one over there, so maybe just here, and maybe one in the sidebar somewhere. Just a couple of headers now. So again, these are from the Blue Blooms Functionally Chic book, and one over here for balance, so tasks for my filming schedule. I'm wondering whether I should bring in just a couple of bullet points or not. I think we've already got quite a lot of blue, so I'm wondering about bringing in these little hearts because they're black like the speech bubbles. So I'm just thinking, but a couple, that's all. All the sticker releases are starting to happen. I know that a few have been announced already for February. So February is definitely not a good month for a no spend. If you've seen my video about the Happy Planner year, you will know that we are expecting the spring release this month. All that's left now is the numbers at the top. I've got these clear date stickers from a Heidi swap pack, so I'm just going to use those. And I'm just wondering whether I should bring in these washi stickers from Narrative Hues, who used to be Girl Boss Anna. I'm not sure whether I've already got too much blue, but let's give it a try and see. If you've not seen these before, these are semi-transparent stickers, so you can just put them at the top of your page and it will still show either the day or the number through. And we are all finished. I absolutely love how it looks. It's my favourite colour and my favourite film, so what's not to love? I'm really looking forward to adding my favourite quotes at the bottom. I think I may even need a rewatch of the film just to make sure I don't miss any out. I'm such a fan of this film, I even bought the Cutting Edge 2, the Cutting Edge 3, and there was a fourth one. And I have to say, none of them were a patch on the original. Let's see what this page looks like in my planner, because I imagine it's going to look lovely on the blue discs. Here's my planner. I'll be looking forward to changing this winter cover for a spring one. And to be pleased to know I had no mishaps punching the holes this time, and my plan worked to use the washi so that we can still see their faces. Next week I'm sure we'll be leaving the blues behind and saying hello to the pinks and reds ready for Valentine's Day, which has actually just reminded me that I was going to make this a blue and pink spread, but never mind, I love it as it is. If you've never thought about bringing in a TV show or a film that you love into one of your planner spreads, then why not give it a try? Have a great week, take care, happy planning, and see you soon.